The Garden Where Time Slept. English Story Level 3. In the northern hills beyond the village of Herringlow, there was a forbidden valley covered in mist. People avoided it because they believed time behaved strangely within its borders. Some said the valley swallowed years in moments, while others claimed it froze memories like trapped butterflies. No one dared to enter except Mara, a bold girl who had grown tired of hearing rumors with no truth behind them. One morning, she packed food, water, a compass, and her grandfather's watch before sneaking out of the village. The mist thickened as she approached the valley, and soon her footsteps sounded strangely hollow, as though the ground echoed from a distant moment rather than the present. Still, curiosity pushed her forward until she discovered a path lined with glowing stones. The path led to a massive iron gate covered in vines made of silver leaves. When Mara touched the gate, it swung open silently. She stepped into a vast garden filled with flowers of impossible colors, petals shifting from blue to gold, stems humming softly like strings of an instrument. The air felt warm yet still, as if the entire garden was holding its breath. As Mara explored, she noticed something unsettling. Birds hung in the sky without flapping their wings. A drop of dew hovered above a leaf, frozen mid-fall. Even her grandfather's watch stopped ticking. Time had fallen asleep in the garden, paused like a story waiting for its next page. Mara felt both wonder and fear crawling through her chest. Soon she reached a glass pavilion at the center of the garden. Inside sat a figure dressed in robes woven from shimmering threads. The figure looked like an elderly woman, yet her features never settled. They shifted gently, as though she were both young and old at once. She introduced herself as Selana, keeper of the sleepless hours, the guardian of time's forgotten garden. Selana explained that the garden existed outside the normal world. It was a place where lost seconds, abandoned hours, and stolen days drifted until they settled like seeds. These fragments of time nourished the garden, creating its strange beauty. But recently, the flow had been disrupted. Someone had been stealing time, not years, but tiny moments from people's lives. Pauses between breaths, seconds of laughter, flashes of inspiration. Selana believed Mara's arrival was no accident. The garden responded to those who could sense missing time, and Mara had always noticed little gaps in her days, moments that felt like pages torn from a book. Selana guided her to a pool at the pavilion's center. Its surface shimmered with swirling lights. When Mara leaned over it, she saw scenes she didn't remember living: running through the rain with her friends, learning a song she had forgotten, watching fireflies near the riverbank. Someone had taken these seconds from her. Determined to reclaim them, Mara asked how to help. Selana led her deeper into the garden, to a place where the flowers dimmed. At the far end stood a twisted tree with dark branches that curled like claws. Beneath it crouched a shadowy figure gathering spheres of glowing light. Each sphere held a fragment of time stolen from someone's life. Mara recognized the figure. It was once a villager named Rowan, a man who had vanished years ago. Selana explained he had become obsessed with saving time, terrified of growing older. In his fear, he began stealing moments from others, hoarding them in the garden so he could pretend life wasn't passing. Mara stepped forward and called Rowan's name. The shadow hesitated, flickering like a dying flame. She showed him one of the glowing spheres, a moment of her laughing beside the river. She told him time wasn't something to steal or fear. It was meant to flow, carrying both joy and sorrow. The garden trembled as her words echoed through the still air. Slowly, Rowan released his grip on the spheres. The garden brightened as the stolen moments drifted back to their owners like glowing fireflies. Birds resumed flying, dewdrops fell, and the ticking of Mara's watch returned. Time awakened, stretching like someone rising from a long sleep. Selana thanked Mara and returned her missing memories. The garden's gate opened for her once more. When she stepped outside, the mist cleared and the valley felt warm and alive. Mara returned to Herringlow carrying a deep truth. Time was precious not because it lasted, but because it moved. From then on she lived each moment fully awake, grateful, and unafraid.